jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports.
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know the first in the building. The GOAT Big Blunts and Boxing is on deck. What it do? Salute, man. The OG Mr. Golden on deck. I see you. What's good? Honor Brown on deck in the building. What's good? Well, we back for another one, of course. I have to kind of speak on what's, you know what I'm saying, buzzing, man. You know what I'm saying? Buzzing like a hornet's nest right now. And that is everything that's involved in the Devon Haney, Ryan Garcia situation to the lead up of their fight. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. But as you go back, you know, several weeks ago, I was saying that the closer this fight get to reality, the more you're going to hear and see. And I have to, you know, I'm not saying I'm giving him his credit, but I have to say that whatever Ryan Garcia has going on, he's went to the deep, dark depths to prove that he's a villain. If he ever wanted to be a villain, y'all, he ever wanted to be a bad boy, he's pretty much taken the lead on this fight with Devon Haney to prove to the people that he's a bad boy. Not just going around acting all tough, but he's going around here placing himself in a situation where he has the commission, he has sanctioned body, he has all these individuals contemplating approving him to step in the ring, which to me, I'm kind of looking at boxing different. You know, I'm looking at boxing a little side-eyed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when did y'all forget some of the in-ring and out-ring incidents that happened that was in boxing, that was a part of boxing history? Riddick Bowe, the two-piece he landed on, what's his name, Butler? I think his name was Randy Butler, something like that. He hit that man with no gloves on, this professional fighters. You know, all the scuffles that Lennox Lewis had, Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the antics that Ricardo Mayorga used to go through, you know, popping Sugar Shane's girl on the ass. You know what I'm saying? Smoking out her face off. The antics of B-Hop, Floyd Mayweather. You know, it's just been so many incidents to me that Ryan committed to placing himself as the lead to spearhead this campaign for people to think that he's a villain now. You know what I'm saying? He's really making Devon look like a freaking a boxer straight out the Christian Academy. He has. Everything has been Ryan Garcia for the last several weeks, and that's exactly what he wanted. But we'll get back to Ryan Garcia. I just want to, you know, put that thumbnail up there and let it marinate a little bit. This guy right here is supposed to be a boxer, and this is what deals with Team Haney, okay? This guy supposedly was at a gym, and then he got some work in, I guess. But he also allegedly was a supporter of Ryan Garcia. You know, he was talking to Christianity. He was being very vocal. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, letting his voice be heard about this, that, and the other. Somehow in between time, there must have been some interaction between him and Team Haney, and an encounter happened, a physical encounter, where punches was thrown, and I'm not sure if it was more than a one-on-one fade, but somehow he got touched up real good, and allegedly it was Team Haney who did it. There's a video circulating around, of course, that's out there, which, Bill is, pushing his team, pushing somebody back in the gym. I don't know exactly. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know exactly how this actually materialized or what actually went down, but the dude had pictures out there being bloodied, like somebody put knuckles on him, massaged his face with knuckles, and he was bleeding. Now, why it happened, I don't know. But if you separate the attention, right? We looked at the attention of the first, face-off between Garcia and Team Haney, and it was all about fighting rah, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth, verbal exchanges, trying to make people believe they was, damn hating each other. So pretty much what I just mentioned about Garcia has just been taking a lead, and everything has been pretty much focused on him, just him alone. When it comes to the Haneys, it's all about fighting or, some verbal back and forth, insults, trading insults online via social media. I don't think Devon can ever assume the villain role as deep as Ryan Garcia has. We used to, Bill pretty much getting into back and forth verbal exchanges with people all the time, but it doesn't really impact like this right here. It's hard to believe. Like, there's so much that's going on. This dude comes out of nowhere and get touched up, bloody. It's just so much going on, man. Like, we just hope the fight reciprocates the same type of energy, like all this damn this hoopla that's going on outside the ring to promote it. Like, even if this guy did get touched up by Team Haney, right, it still really doesn't bring us any closer to adding up to what Ryan Garcia had going on. Ryan has just separated himself from the goofy kid to trying to be his own Marvel comic. Because you got to think about it. He did videos back in the day at the Flash and all that. I don't think he's the Flash no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's the Flash no more. I think Ryan Garcia is trying to be the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Heath Ledger Joker. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? But, hope this guy get well. If he did in fact get jumped, I'm pretty sure it's going to be something civil if he wasn't the instigator himself. If he was the instigator and they responded the way they did, then he ain't going to be getting shit. You know how people try to come up here and say, well, I want to sue so-and-so. We don't know. Okay? I'm not going to give him too much airtime because I haven't even tried to figure out who he is. I wanted to give a big shout out to Jose Aldo. One of my favorite freaking mixed martial artists. I'm getting him out the way because at the end of the day, he was supposed to, he had retired, from mixed martial arts. He's supposed to have been going about his way. But these mixed martial artists, when they retire from the UFC, that doesn't mean they actually retire from the sport itself. So what he did, he had a couple of boxing matches and stuff like that. And now he's headed back to the cage in UFC 301. And when I found out about this, being that Jose Aldo is now much older, he is a legend of the sport. He has a record of 31 victories, 8 defeats. And what I love about mixed martial arts is the fact that you can have multiple losses and still be considered that fighter. They show you mad love. And Jose Aldo has some memorable fights, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? The man was unbeaten for a long period of time in his career. You know what I'm saying? And also in WEC, he was a killer. You know what I'm saying? The World Extreme Championship, he was a killer. And then went to the UFC, transferred from being a champion over to the UFC, and he was able to fight for the belt once he transferred over to the UFC, and he ended up becoming a freaking UFC legend, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Featherweight championship. You know, he did his thing over there. But he's headed back to fight Jonathan Martinez. You know, UFC 301. I'm just curious to know how that's going to go, because I know he really felt some type of way when he was knocked out by Conor McGregor back in the day. Everybody remember that. He was knocked out by Conor McGregor, and in 13 seconds. I mean, people talk about that fight just like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you know, it was Jose Aldo was bound to lose sooner or later. But even though that fight was almost, I would say, it was back in 2015, I think. People still talk about it like it was yesterday, because both of the fighters threw their power hands, their power punches, and Conor's landed, and out goes Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. People will forever talk about that, but he's headed back to the cage, y'all. Shout out to the legend himself. You know what I'm saying? Rio Brazil, you know, warrior Jose Aldo coming back in UFC 301. Moving on. Let's get to the fact at hand on how people was pretty much looking at Ryan Garcia's mental health. All right? They were saying that he was on drugs. But recently, Ryan Garcia came out with the VADA testing. He took a VADA test in February. And this was before all the tirade, you know what I'm saying, him acting rambunctious, him going on a freaking, you know, social media, I don't know what to call it. You know what I'm saying? He went on a rampage on social media to prove that he was a member of the dark side now. He was pretty much speaking heavily on the secret society, and he said that, you know, somebody tied him up, which it would have been good for him to show some type of evidence of that, but tied him up, and he was talking about little kids and all that being abused and stuff that was going on. He said he was a god, this, that, and the other, and you know, he had and still do have people questioning his sanity right now. But what I can say about Ryan Garcia, looking at these pictures right here, right, is that I don't know exactly where these pictures are taken, but we all know that Ryan Garcia is eager to become a part of the big screen. So you look at these pictures with him has his chain on. He got the video out with him doing dips with the chain on. And then you see on social media him drinking out of a wine bottle. This was part of his non-negotiable that he signed, y'all, that he was able to have wine twice a week. So I guess that's his wine of choice. And he's guzzling that from the bottom because, you know, per the non-negotiable, how do you measure a glass when you're drinking out of the bottle? The guy said he was only supposed to have 3 to 4 glasses Wednesday or something like that. But how do you measure glasses, the quantity of a glass volume, when you're drinking out of the bottle? Huh? How do you measure that? How is that properly measured when the user is drinking straight from the bottle? Tell me later. But getting back to the reality of everything, Ryan Garcia passed the VADA testing. He passed the VADA test, bro. And that was in February. So now he has about 4 weeks left before he steps in the ring with Devon Haney. And I want to read something to you all. All right? And this is what I mean by him assuming he's taking full control of the villain. They said those who think Ryan is just saying this stuff to promote his fight with Haney on the Zone pay-per-view could be wrong. The sudden mental transformation that Ryan has undergone since February 27th press conference in New York shows an entirely different person than the one that existed before. That's what I'm talking about, right? That Ryan has developed. Check this out, y'all, because I didn't quite hear about these things growing up, and medical, and there's just so many medical revelations that wasn't there when I was growing up. I mean, I'm talking about drinking out of the tap water from the hose, just drinking tap water in general, but they didn't have a lot of these diagnoses when I was coming up. But look what it says, y'all. Some fans, these are fans, y'all, not doctors. Some fans speculate that Ryan has developed rapid schizophrenia, which often kicks in for young people in their early 20s. I wish I could have got away with some of the things I did, and my parents goddamn beat the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? They weren't looking at no rapid schizophrenia. You know what I'm saying? All these damn excuses for people acting crazy these days, right? And you got fans that's being on all these social media platforms, and all they do is talk about, well, my friend, I just want to talk and be a voice for her or him. I mean, they come up with this stuff. They say they speculate that Ryan has developed rapid schizophrenia, y'all, which often kicks in for young people in their early 20s. It goes on to say, in his prime, this is Ryan Garcia. Let me exaggerate. Ryan Garcia is dropping some gems on y'all, right? Some gems, some GIMs, not the GEMs, the GIMs. He say, in his prime, I honestly believe I could knock out Floyd Mayweather, said Ryan Garcia. See, this where I got kind of puzzled, because the VADA test said, per the sample, came back negative. And I'm asking, what did you test for? You test for caffeine? Did you just test for wine? You know what I'm saying? Aspirin? What did you test for? Did you test for the hard shit? Ryan Garcia say, in his prime, I honestly believe I could knock out Floyd Mayweather. Hey, stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. I need for the hottest chat in the MF game to stay with me. He had to get permission from Floyd Mayweather to say that shit. He goes on to say, you asked me who I could knock out, and I gave you the answer. If you don't like the answer, I'm doing 98% of this. 99, said Ryan when asked if Devon Haney is pulling his weight in the promotion of their April 20th fight on the Zone pay-per-view. I feel like I'm doing all of it. I don't really care what he does. Hey, check this out now. Drum roll, please. I'm going to walk towards him with my hands down and knock him out. I guarantee it. I'm going to stand in front of him with my hands down, hit him with 2 punches, and knock him out. He'll be knocked out in the first round. Can somebody see if there's another boxing out there that maybe it came back with some findings that they don't want to release because it's just too much invested in this fight, or somebody tampered with the chain of custody? Let me reread this, y'all, because obviously someone's under the influence of something. Paint thinner, aerosol. We're talking about anything that can be, clouding his sense of judgment, y'all. There's something out there that's clouding this man's sense of judgment. Aerosol cans used to be a thing when I was growing up. Maybe they've came back to it. Maybe the paint additives that they have in there now, it's much more potent and allows people to believe that they're immortal. When they're telling lies, they feel it's the truth. Let me read that over again. I'm going to walk toward him being Devon Dream Haney. I'm going to walk toward him with my hands down and knock him out. I guarantee it. I'm going to stand in front of him with my hands down, hit him with 2 punches, and knock him out. He'll be knocked out in the first round, said Ryan, about what he's going to do to Haney. They're going to say Ryan definitely has the power to KO Haney if he lands one of his left hooks on the button. Whether he will is a different matter. It goes on to say, this is from Ryan, he's going to be knocked out in any round I want him to be knocked out in. Get it together, Ryan. You just said the first round. It's not any round no more. You have basically made the declaration that it's the first round. I will. No, he said, if I want to torture him in the ring, I will. I guarantee you. His dad is going to have 3 chances to save him. Or something really bad is going to happen to Devon Haney in that ring. And you know what that is. I'm not risking that on him. I'm saying this is how I'm coming. I don't see you. I see what's behind you. Remember that, said Ron about Haney. So Haney's out here elevating his trash talking. You know what I'm saying? He's elevating his trash talking. So let me go to the chat right quick. I just want to see how the minds of the hottest chat in the game is thinking about what I just read. You know what I'm saying? I want to believe the day that's close to Sunday. Are y'all willing to believe the lies? Or y'all still pretty much focused on the truth? You know what I'm saying? I just want to read. Let me see. OG said, Devon better not take Ron a joke and mess around and lose. So I can see right now OG is pretty much, he's pretty much believing some of the hype that Ron's putting out there. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty much believing some of the hype. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that Devon better not take Ryan for a joke because, you know, he's talking like he's dangerous. See, I have to say he's speaking like he's dangerous. Why is dude hooked up to life support? A bit dramatic, I think. He got punched in the face a couple of times. Different generation, I guess. Well, Andrew, put it like this. And in all actuality, right? And look, I don't want to be insensitive. I don't want to be considered because I've been said I'm casually abusive with my words, even though I try to use as minimal, you know, obscenities and vulgarity and aspersions as possible, right? But check this out. It comes off as a bit insensitive to think that we're talking about boxers and boxers get hit in the ribs. Maybe he had the same rib injury that Ryan Garcia had. Maybe he had a shoulder injury like Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was other transparent injuries that wasn't visible or we don't have any evidence about. Maybe there was something there that whoever was putting them knuckles on him, it wasn't visible, like his nose bleeding and stuff like that. So we just saw the nose bleeding. But maybe there's some other bone structures that was fractured or broken. I don't know. Maybe the bodyguard, you know, that big dude, maybe he was the one taking the lead and throwing some heavy blows on this guy. I don't know. I don't know, man. But we don't want to come off as insensitive. I understand. It's extremely comedic, though. You know, it's funny what you said. They have him locked up on life support. Maybe, you know, that can be from pain medication. Maybe he was hurting so much they had to give him a morphine drip. Come on, man. Let's get in character, Andrew. Let's get in character and support. The dude was probably on a morphine drip until his hips healed, and they was gonna let him out the hospital at around 7 p.m. that same day. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it all out. I plan on making some phone calls after this live. Ryan is desperately looking for a way out of the fight. He wasn't pulling this in his last fight. Well, shout to Logic on deck. Well, let's look at it like this, Logic. His opponent last fight wasn't Devon Haney. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Devon Haney. So he didn't have to go through all this. I get what you're saying, though. He wasn't doing this as Gervonta Davis fight and Tank fight. He wasn't doing all this shit because he can't. He cannot pull that bad boy tag from Gervonta. He has it, period. He got it from the goddamn concrete, under the concrete, dirt, dark, hell, any depths that you want to go to that deal with the ominous side of life. Gervonta got that shit, and he lived it. He got it how he lived. So Ryan couldn't pull this shit on Tank. It wouldn't have worked. But Devon, yes, he can pull it on Devon because he's never really put himself out there. He's not getting mug shots. He's not doing all that shit. So I guess let's look at it like this, Logic. Them moving the fight from Vegas, Ryan may believe that he need to go through desperate measures, man, to try to get people to tune in. He probably felt disrespected that the fight was moved from Vegas to NYC. So he has to go through the extreme and sell himself out for whatever reason, man. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about affecting ticket sales. The fight wasn't even scheduled yet, but now it looks like Canelo is going to fight Jaime McGill. That right there is a Sun move. Whoever did that, Sun Ryan and Devon. Bill was saying that Devon's the face of boxing. Ryan was going around here talking this shit. It's almost like Canelo put both of his damn sons on punishment. They say, first of all, we're going to relocate you, okay? We're going to take you out the main classroom, and we're going to put you out there in what is called in-house detention, okay? This fight is going to be in NYC. You're not going to be in Vegas, okay? You're not going to be in the main classroom this time, where you probably would have made much more money and everything. But no. We're going to put you over there on a probationary period and bring you back. Canelo put him on timeout, y'all. Canelo said, I'll show you who I am. I'll show you. Let me sprinkle this cinnamon on you and tell me how sweet you think it is. And that's what he did. He relocated that shit, man. It wasn't nothing they can do. Look, Ryan Garcia wasn't acting like this before that fight got relocated. When they reassigned that shit to the Barclays, bro, that's when all this took an active role in him all of a sudden allegedly being diagnosed by his peers in his 20s now of having rapid schizophrenia. Good job. I care about Ryan's mental health, and I truly believe that getting his ass kicked by Haney will help him reset and focus and straighten out whatever he got going on. I understand that. I totally understand where you're coming from. I do understand, that situations and moments like this will help somebody get reset, push that reset button when they chose to force themselves to be in that situation, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But who am I to downplay it? You know what I'm saying? Who am I to downplay it as if it's nothing? But all I'm saying is, based off what we witnessed with Ryan Garcia and how he's been to be goofy as he was and then turn around to this guy who wants to be the ultimate bad boy. For real. He wants to be the ultimate bad boy, man. Even the way he's talking to women now. He really wants to be the ultimate bad boy. He's not that guy that was on my little clip that I have on here with Mike Tyson. He's not him no more, y'all. Tank, your legacy will forever be tainted if you don't take this fight. If you don't take this fight. And then he pulls out the fight. Come on, man. We remember that shit. Even if Ryan goes through with the fight after he loses, excuses in. Nobody's not going to be caring about the excuses like they do, with Wilder. They always saying he making excuses. They're not going to care with Ryan. See, Ryan used to be enemies with Rolly. And then all of a sudden, Ryan comes to the fight, front and center, and makes a $20,000 bet with Errol Spence. Not to mention Errol Spence sitting next to Danny Garcia, who he supposedly went in there and fought and beat up for 12 rounds in a honest fight. But he lost. He betted that Rolly Romero, who said he would knock out Tank in 1 round. Now, when the dummies rotate back in full circle, now he's talking about he would go in there and knock out Devon in 1 round. He say he's going if he wants to torture, and then turn around and say, if I want to torture him, I'll torture him. If I choose to get him up out, I get him up out of there. Man, it's not a soul. I'm talking about even the most newly nominated boxing casual. They shouldn't believe that shit. There's no way in hell they believe in that shit, y'all. There's no way. There's no way they believe in it, bro. No way, no how. I really believe this is be a good ass fight. See, OG. The reason why you thinking this is gonna be a good ass fight is strictly based off what Ryan has done. See, you proving my point. The man went through extreme measures to get you to believe, Mr. Golden. He got you to believe, man. See how easily manipulated boxing fans could be? How they puppetize us, bro. You're talking about a goofy dude. Now all of a sudden, he's going to be a villain. He's going to turn villain. He's the Joker. Because he said he was trolling people, right? He's the Joker. And with those jokes, he has people believing that he's going to come out of Diddy James' world-class furniture store. He's going to come with a freaking offensive strategy to go in there and outbox Devon Haney or outbully him. I tell you like this, you better not have us resetting like we're looking at you and Luke Campbell. You better not let so-called feather-fisted Devon Haney knock you down there, bro. You better not even touch that canvas one time. You don't want a feather-fisted, as you call it. You better not even come close to what you call him, a feather-fisted fighter. You better not even come close to touching that canvas by a knockdown with Devon. You better not. You better not, Ryan. On a serious note, Ryan's whole episode he appears to be going through is killing any hype he had about the fight. At this point, though, I feel like Ryan owes it to the supporters to take his L from Devon. I don't know about that. I don't agree with that. Because there are people out here believing that, you know, the news coming out about sanctioned bodies commissioning, you know, they feel like they're taking, they have some type of apprehension in freaking approving him, right? But there are also people out there that's saying, oh, this is good for TV. You know, keep doing what you're doing. Has there been any repercussions with what Ryan said about kids and stuff? That's a serious allegation, right? I haven't heard anything about that. Anything else about that. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing around names of people that was there. You know, the shit that was out here already about Epstein and all this shit. Come on, man. I haven't heard anything about Ryan being taken down to the station in question. I must say that Ryan looks like he's in good shape. Better than he did in the Tank fight. I mean, look at it this way. You have to look at it this way, too. These are pictures of a professional photographer. And we're gonna stay positive. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stay positive. We're gonna stay positive that he is in better shape. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do too much photoshopping in here. You see him sitting on the ring apron with Diddy James. I don't know what they could be talking about, but they better be talking about strategizing. That's what I hope they're talking about. Because it's a lot riding on this fight, man. There's a lot of variables in this fight that could be pluses and minuses for both sides, man. Devon Haney beat Ryan Garcia. He's gonna get credit, but people are gonna look at it like, well, he lost the Tank. But he's still gonna get credit though. You know what I'm saying? Devon's gonna get credit because of everything what Ryan's been talking about, and you know, it's been fights that, you know, like Jorge Linares' losses was all knockouts prior to him stepping in there with Devon Haney, right? And he went the distance in his loss. But peep this out though. I believe Devon to get full credit for beating Ryan Garcia because he's young. Both of them in their 20s. And he, you know, both of them fought in the amateurs. I think they fought for a total of 6 times. So them coming full circle and finally getting it on, Devon to get his credit. But look, who's going to get more credit is Ryan Garcia, because now he has people believing that he's not mentally fit to step in the ring with somebody the likes of Devon Haney, who's not out here like that. And they believe that Devon Haney is the much more technically fit fighter that has more skills and definitely accomplished more than Ryan Garcia. So the one that looks to soak it all in and get majority of the accolades is Ryan Garcia, no doubt. No doubt. Devon outboxes him like he did Regis Prograis. Well, they're going to say, well, that's what he's supposed to do. Because we look at him as one of the best boxers in the sport, you know, when you're talking about all around skill set. You know what I'm saying? Technically. You know, he ranks up there in the top 5 of technically skilled fighters. My prediction, Ryan will quit in round 4 or 5. I don't see Haney knocking him out, but he's probably going to beat him up pretty good. That's a bold prediction. You putting a QUIT on him. He put the QUIT tag on him already. Damn. Put the QUIT tag on him. Damn, 4 or 5 rounds? You're not even going to give him, you know, up there with Gervonta Davis. At least give him to round 8 or something. You know? You know? One more than Tank. Shakur threw his name. Just seemed like Ryan spending more time on X than he is training. I agree, bro. I agree. I don't say too much about X. I really don't get on the social media like that, right? Like, I don't know if y'all heard about it's a prognosis that they're giving these social media. It's called social media damn, what's the freaking word? Social media fatigue. Social media fatigue. It's just, you know, the mental fatigue and the mental fog that you get from being on social media all the time is consuming. You know what I'm saying? Then for you know it, hours done went by and you've been sitting in one spot. You've been posted up all on social media. So yes, I agree with you. You know, it's up to Ryan Garcia to pretty much make sure he allot enough time to lock in and be ready instead of taking all these pictures and being on social media, you know, seeing what everybody wrote in the thread, responding to it. Hey man, he gotta get it in, bro. No excuses. We don't want to hear none of that. No excuses, bro. Go ahead and make this fight worthwhile. This is one thing I would accredit Ryan Garcia, is that when the fight started with him and Tank, he was pushing the pace. You know what I'm saying? He was pushing the pace, man. You know, he was trying what he was trying. And then that overzealous, you know, he was overzealous and he went back to overcommitting with that lead left too many times and Tank made him pay for it. But I would give him this. He did get up from that first left hand knockdown. He did get up. Shakur threw his name in the hat as a possible replacement for Ryan. That would be interesting. I seen that. You know, I didn't get all hyped for it because I just don't think Team Haney at the last minute will allow Shakur Stevenson to share the limelight with him like that. Unfortunately, I like Shakur, period, as a fighter. I do. I think he's one of the best out there. But as far as, you know, it goes a lot further. It has to go a lot further with his flight time to make people believe that the Haneys will accept. You know what I'm saying? Will the Haneys accept taking Shakur for a title shot at the last minute? But I did read some up there, I think, you know, like, okay, Is Shakur Stevenson thinking about moving to 140? Is he fine with going to 140 like Keyshawn Davis said about T.O.? Or he's saying, okay, if I step in, it has to go to 140. He has to go to 140. Point blank, period. You want to fight Devon at the last minute? You know it's going to be some restrictions placed in there for you. Whatever those restrictions are, I don't know. It might be strictly monetary restrictions that you might not get what you want. But like they always say, you just want the opportunity. Because Shakur Stevenson is already a 3-weight world champion. But what Devon has over him is Shakur was unified at 130, but Devon was unified at 135 as undisputed. Yeah, Ryan went full Kanye. You ain't lying on that, bro. You are not lying about that. I'm just hoping that it will because of all the shit Ryan is talking. I hear you. I hear you, OG, for real. You know what I'm saying? I hear you on that. And that's what I'm saying to you is that Ryan is affecting people out here. But all the antics that he's putting out and filtering throughout the social media every day, being on X the way he is, talking the way he's talking, putting out these subliminal, ominous type messages, pretty much giving off the vibe that he's a soldier of the dark side. Whether that's building up his planning process, we don't know how this is going to play out. Like, boxing is incredibly grimy. So I don't know how this is going to play out. Is this, look, this how I see it. I'm going to be honest. This is how I see it. If people don't think that Devon Haney can get robbed, they're sadly mistaken. He's undefeated. He has the freaking momentum, and he has the belts. They always tell you, we see it all the time, how we just seen John Cena at the awards. They always say in order for you to cross over that threshold, or someone that might be in the process of crossing that threshold to take it to another level in Hollywood, they have to go through a period of humiliation, right? Publicly. They have to go through a period of public humiliation. And that's what it seems like Ryan is going through. So I'm looking at this, I was thinking about, I say, well, what if Ryan had to go through this process to take it to the next level, because he's already somewhat 1 foot in Hollywood and he's 1 foot in boxing. He is. He's 1 foot in Hollywood, 1 foot in boxing. Hollywood and boxing has its dark side. I'm not going to lie. So what if they are setting Ryan Garcia up to win this freaking fight and Devon pick up his first loss? Some ways you have to look at it like it's an action that Devon Haney won't be able to stop. We've seen it before, y'all. Like, it's many ways that that title can exchange hands. It's many ways that title can exchange hands, y'all. I tell you all the time. You have a third man in the ring. You have the judges who are right outside the apron, ringside. You have the doctor. You know what I'm saying? You have so many role players that this fight can come out in Ryan Garcia's favor just to get a rematch. We already know a draw can happen. We've seen it in Canelo and Triple G. And it's a lot of fights that don't get bigger than that, y'all. It's a lot of fights that don't get bigger than that. They definitely rendered that a draw. And who they was talking about? Adelina Bird? What they was doing? They was up here, it was an outcry. And they was up here talking, oh man, she's corrupt, she's corrupt, she's corrupt. Man, they took her down for a little bit, sent her out with pay or whatever. Then she came back and she was judging fights again. That shoulder roll would be picked apart by Haney. Absolutely. There's no question. Absolutely. I think Haney is going too far. Hold up. I think Haney is going to go for the gusto against Ryan. It's according to what gusto you're talking about, though. Like, one thing I can say about Devon is that he's a smart fighter. You got to give it to him. He's proven he's a smart fighter. Period. He's proven that he can win against different styles. They can continue to say he's pillow-fisted. I get it. But he's proven that he can adjust and adapt to certain styles. He's proven that. So him going for the gusto with Ryan Garcia, why would he go for the gusto with Ryan Garcia when he can just beat him and let the fight come to him like he always do? I mean, his fight with Lomachenko was tough, but he still was in the fight. Ryan Garcia is no Lomachenko. He claimed to have more power than Lomachenko, but will his technical skills ever register to the level of Lomachenko? In my opinion, hell no. I know Lomachenko is a 2-time Olympian, and I know he's an older fighter. I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to be in boxing as long as Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he is, bro. But, Devon fighting the way he fights, do he really have to go for the gusto against Ryan? I don't know. If Ryan comes out there and try to bully him around and make it nasty, and it's a headbutt earlier, or it's some type of cut, it's some type of anything, and the fight go into the 5th round, and it has to be stopped and go to the score. I don't know. I'm just going out these crazy out of the realm. You know how boxing do us, y'all. They always drawing the curtains on us. Ta-da! Welcome to the circus of Hocus Pocus. We present to you boxing at its finest. The biggest circus on earth. Boxing is going to hit you with some magic that you didn't see coming, but then you're going to see it and you're going to like, oh, hell no, not this again. It might happen, bro. April, it might happen. You seen the training camp footage Ryan been putting out? Shit is atrocious. Some of the worst I've ever seen. Yeah, man, that's what I was saying earlier about this chain around his body. Ryan is doing dips, for the camera and all that. I don't see how, if I was Frank Martin, if I was to just stop by the World Class Furniture Store and there was a crack in the window, I would yell out to Frank. I say, Frank, get the hell up out of there. Run, Frank, run. Go somewhere else, bro. Find another gym. Because for Frank to be up there, and prior to Ryan Garcia at that, Frank was already a fighter out of the World Class Furniture Store. And here come Ryan Garcia, and he's doing social media shit and all this. And Frank is going in there to fight a common opponent of Ryan Garcia who was stopped by Tank. You know what I'm saying? So wouldn't Ryan have some common courtesy to Frank, being that he's already stepped in there with Tank Davis, and he knows Frank is preparing for that? That has to be a tremendous distraction. Tremendous. Do you think if Haney beats Ryan, Teal will finally give Haney a shot? I don't know, man. These fighters. That's a very good question, man. That's a very solid question because they do have a backstory from 135. T.O. was able to get to the pot of gold before Devon Haney, but ultimately, hey, you know how it is. They say it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? Haney ended up getting all the pot. He had to take a little bit longer, but he ended up getting the entire pot. As Teofimo Lopez, it will always be noted that he did not have Devon Haney's WBC title. But Haney had every belt you can imagine, from the franchise all the way down. So, being that they have a backstory at 135, now they're at 140, they're both champions. T.O. need to, give Devon a shot. You know what I'm saying? It would be good if I think that they can take it serious. If T.O. calling out Devon, they can take it serious because we don't need to talk about Matias no more. We don't need to talk about what's not happening in WBA. The WBA, man, I don't even know if Rolly's even training yet. But that fight's going down. But who knows, man? Who knows? That's the fight we need to see at 140. T.O. wanted to be stubborn. But yet and still he did what he had to, he did what he's supposed to do. It worked out for Devon, though. Just think about it. It was a blessing in disguise. because he fought Kambosos. You know, he fought Kambosos, bro. He fought Kambosos, man. It was a blessing in disguise. It was a blessing in disguise, man. It was a blessing in disguise that Teo fought Kambosos when he did. And look, and that was straight off multiple delays. Well, you know, another blessing in disguise, how I don't know, I know they worship Muslim, the Most High, the Haneys, but man, they was looking out for them. Check this out though. Look how Kambosos, you know, was looking for Lomachenko. He wasn't looking for Haney. He claimed he was looking for Tank, Haney, and all them guys, but he wasn't. He was looking for Lomachenko. Older fighter. They felt like they're stronger than him. He can go in there. It worked out graciously for Team Haney because Lomachenko went away, and then after Kambosos picked up the straps, Haney was able to get a shot twice. Yeah, they paid him 2 rolls of quarters for both of those fights, but yet he was able to get the title. That is history, and he defended them twice. Unlike Teo never had an opportunity to defend his titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he went in there and attempted to defend it, but he lost his titles. Haney successfully defended his titles. So he rakes a shot at Teofimo Lopez. Does Teo believe that this is the perfect time for him and Devon? Because they keep on talking about Devon don't sell tickets. But to be honest with you, Teo doesn't have no register of pay-per-view numbers that we can sit up here and applaud either. So both of them are at that point where it'll be good for them to touch gloves in the ring after the wins, man. You know what I'm saying? It'd be good for them to touch gloves. You know, Teo had a little shaky, you know, fight with Jermaine Ortiz, even though Ortiz, you have to understand, in order for you to beat the champion, you got to go in there and put in work. You're the challenger. And then you look at Haney in this fight with Garcia. He goes in here and get this win over Garcia. Teo needs to go up there and give Devin Haney his shot. He do. He needs to, man. If Teo doesn't fight Devin now and the Haneys want to fight, I don't know what to say, because I know sooner or later they're going to move up to 147. That's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Both of these fighters are going to be at 147 sooner or later. You know, Crawford going to drop the belt sooner or later. He's going to go away. Keith Thurman's going to go away. Sean Porter's gone. And like I said years ago, the old guard, the new guard is going to replace the old guard. The old guard is on their way out the door. And we're seeing that right now. We're seeing that right now. Crawford he's not out yet. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to happen. And all them titles that's opening up right there, I don't think Ennis is going to be there for a long time. It'll be crazy for him to be there for too long, unless he truly believes he can unify that division for Undisputed. That's the only way that I'll stay right there. Because you got to look at it. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, they're unified in their first division. Their first division, you know what I'm saying, they was able to unify for Undisputed. Shout out to Bud Gonna Stop Canelo in the building. What's good with it, brother? Salute to you. Haney is a jump in and out fighter. He could be timed in theory, but Ryan ain't the one that's going to do it. That's a good point. I think what a lot of us is guessing about Ryan Garcia is what style of fight he's going to execute against Haney. What's his style going to be? Because even in his last fight, he showed that he was fighting a totally different style. He's a flat-footed fighter before, but yet he was in there moving around against Duarte. He was moving around being patient. And then he slowly broke him down, and then when it's time for him to use his speed and his power in the later rounds, he did it and stopped him. He fought a totally different fight. I have to credit Ryan Garcia for fighting a different fight. Now, all that Shozy Ozy Posey that's supposed to be the Philly shell, the Mayweather defense, I don't know what the hell that looked like. That looked like a freaking, I want a kidney transplant freaking defense. Yeah, punch me in the kidneys. You know what I'm saying? I'm Ryan. I'm God. I can get a kidney transplant anytime. I mean, I'm just saying. He can't do that shit versus Haney. They're going to make him pay for it. And then the referee can't sit up here and warn Haney and taking a shot with Ryan Garcia if he turns his back to him like he did in that freaking face-off they did. Where they was going back and forth. They was jawing back and forth. And Ryan pushed Devon. Then he did the same shit. He turned his back. What the fuck is this about? Nigga, I mean, you're a boxer. Keep your eyes on your opponent. You turning your back and shit, man. Hey, he do that shit, he gonna get fucked up. Because somebody spin around, reset on his ass, and goddamn pivot around to the front while he still got his head down. It sets him up for a freaking hook or uppercut. Like I said, let's see if he even makes it to the ring, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I agree. I don't see Ryan as being that smart to do that. Haney goes for the gusto in all his fights, to be honest. I consider Haney an aggressive fighter. That's what I like about him. His power isn't there, but he wants to prove it is. I mean, Haney is a pure boxer, period. You know, one of the best fundamentally sound boxers in the sport. He is. Nobody can say he can't box. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say he can't box. Whatever his resume was back then, that is windshield wipers, man. You can only talk about what he's done, you know, from Jojo Diaz all the way up. 2 fights in Australia, Lomachenko, Progress, and now he's stepping in there with the one and only, whoever he is. I don't know who he is no more. I want to say Ryan Garcia, but he got his peers diagnosing him with rapid schizophrenia, y'all. But I agree, you know. Devon fight at a pace, man. Don't get me wrong. He's smart in the ring and usually not reckless for the most part. But he knows people talk about his power, and I think that puts a chip on his shoulder. Well, one thing that should put a chip on his shoulder, too, is that he has an O. You know what I'm saying? And he was undefeated at 135. Devon, in all honesty, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much at the door of Hall of Fame status. Because as young as they are, who's to say they're not going to pick up a chip at 147? You know what I'm saying? Who's to say they're not going to pick up a chip? And not only that, let's just say we comparing Devin Haney to Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, Shakur Stevenson has more divisional wins than Devin Haney, but Devin has an undisputed. Yes, Shakur was unified, rather, at 130, but Devin has undisputed, y'all. He has undisputed 135. Undisputed means a lot. I don't give a damn. Ask Canelo. Canelo didn't want to walk up out of here without being undisputed. Undisputed means a lot. Undisputed means a lot, man. So, I don't know, man. I hope something materializes out of this. I hope Devin goes in there and box Ryan Garcia's ears off, man. Now, I'm just saying. You got to go in here and prove that you can step in here with the top names. At 135, they had him with the Fab Five or whatever they call them group of fighters that was the top 5 in the division. And they always used to put Ryan Garcia's name up there without the freaking work. They always did that shit, yo. Always. Now, he got to prove it. He got his opportunity after ducking Gervonta, and he was stopped. Shout out to Jameson on deck, man. I see you. I used to believe Teo was going to be the guy to beat Devin, but I don't know now. Teo and Ryan aren't getting better. I even throw Shakur in there, but Devin is improving every fight, it feels like. Like I said, there was much criticism on his resume back in the day. Not now. The man has put on incredible size, you know, to his physique. Whatever's going on with that, I hope he's still able to make 140 for a minute. He's already champion. He really don't have to stay there that long. And that's the beauty of becoming undisputed at another weight class, is that he already has that in his cachet of accolades. So he don't have to stay at 140 for that long. He can move up to 147 and then start mingling amongst, because like the old guard is on their way out. And one thing we know about Haney, he can box. Teo, he can box. But when you talk about performances, you know, okay, you look at Regis, he didn't do shit, really. And then you look at Jermaine Ortiz, he didn't do a lot either. You know what I'm saying? So they still right there, you know what I'm saying, neck and neck. Both of them was unified at 135. The fight needs to happen. We really need to see, you know what I'm saying, them two fight each other. It has to happen now, because, you know what I'm saying, accolade per accolade. Come on now. I know, you know, Teo is just a little bit ahead of Devon in that, because he fought the undisputed fighter. Josh Taylor never lost his belts, bro. So you have to understand where Teo is coming from that, and you have to give him the slight edge, you know. But I get what you're talking about, Jameson. Shakur Stevenson still in the mix. Teo and Ryan, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I think the fight should still happen. Both of them, you know, Teo has lost his record, but both of them are still, you know, big names, especially at 140 in boxing, that people want to see. They want to see them face off in the ring, man. Let's see it. Let's not make it about all this money and shit. Ryan and Devon was able to make the fight. Shit, Teo can Devon make the fight. The path to glory is in front and there for sure, and he got the tools to walk it. I look at it like this, man. Teo and Devon should be pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Ryan Garcia beating Devon unless it's some type of controversial outcome that sees, you know, Ryan winning that fight. We know boxing is all about the hat of controversy now. The hocus pocus. We know boxing is about that life, y'all. Boxing is about that life, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Boxing is about that life. I'm not even a Devon fan, but I could be. I'm trying really hard not to be a hater, because truth be told, he's one of America's best easily. Well, people feel the way they feel about him. I've been critical about Devin Haney a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to how I look at him as a fighter, he's proven. He's proven that he can go in here and win the big fight. He's proven that him and Bill, his father, was able to sacrifice. Unfortunately, we don't like hearing that S word, sacrifice, because it affects people differently across the board. But they had to sacrifice to go over there to Australia. They had to sacrifice that shit. They did it. Not only did they sacrifice, they won the titles and defended the titles. I mean, that's respect. They FICO score as a boxer shot up. You know, for me, it shot through the roof when he went over there to Australia twice, and he got it done. And Kambosos fought two different styles in Australia. And then to come back over here, and he has Lomachenko, the golden child, lined up. You know what I'm saying? And he goes in there and have a tough fight with Lomachenko. I thought Lomachenko won that fight, in my opinion. But I'm not going to sit up here and say that Devon didn't deserve that title, that win, rather, to defend his titles. No, I'm going to give him his credit, man. He got the W, and it's no looking back. He's official, man. His resume is official. It's not like it was when he had Gamboa on there and he was telling people that he wanted to prove that he can go the distance. No, you didn't look good in that fight. But all that is on the windshield, man. That shit has been wiped away, and it's a clear path on where he's trying to go. So you can say Teofimo Devon, or whoever's next in line. That's if they don't screw him over with Ryan Garcia, because I don't see Ryan Garcia beating Devon. Period. Not the way he is now. The you know how he's in here training. You know, he seems to be locked in. He's put on muscle for the bigger weight classes. I mean, he's done transformed his frame. And it hasn't affected his boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? Really, I'm happy that he's been able to make that change, because even though his personality sucks, like he can't sell a freaking fight, I think he did his best trash talking when he was talking to Regis, strength and conditioning coach. That was his best trash talking. But you got to be able to trash talk, but besides saying, you know, bum or nigga or shit, you just got to have the mouthpiece to be able to talk that shit. But that doesn't take away from him setting himself up to be one of the best. I like all them youngins. Look at these youngins, man. Shakur Stevenson, T.O., Devon, you know what I'm saying, Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? You can never forget Gervonta is out there lurking. He may be a 3-division champion, but he's making money. And at the end of the day, Gervonta is going to be in the Hall of Fame, y'all. No matter what y'all want to believe, you know what I'm saying, them guys that I just mentioned is going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. From Shakur to Gervonta to Devon, Haney to Teofimo Lopez, all them cats is going to be in the Hall of Fame, man. But they're at the point right now where in the next couple of years, they're going to be moving up to 147. Nobody's going to convince me that Crawford's still going to be at 147 in the next year. I don't see it. Now, what happens when they get up there? We need somebody to develop a rivalry amongst these group of fighters. Develop a rivalry, so we can at least see 2 fights. That's the one thing about this. We're not able to see 2 fights out of these fighters. It's almost like they don't want to fight twice, man. I'm not even Devon, but I could be. I'm trying really hard not to be. Let me see. That's a great way to put it. He's proven. Yeah, he's proven now, man. You know what I'm saying? Devon Haney's proven. He's proven. You can't deny it. Schofield about to step in the ring. So thanks for mentioning that. Okay, when I talk about Shakur, I'm talking about cats with titles right now, and they're the bigger names. But you have, okay, you have the other guys that's out there, the other warriors that's out there trying to make a name for themselves. They haven't really got the shot, okay? Are they next up in line? Will they get the title shot with some of these champs? I don't know, because boxing is a business, and it seems to always evolve around money. So you got the Keyshawn Davises, the Floyd Schofields, the Abdullah Masons, you know what I'm saying? The Tiger Johnsons. Who else is out there? I mean, you have these other names that's coming. Oh, the Shoes, the Bruce Carringtons. You have these fighters that's out there, bro. Either they're gonna have to develop something within themselves, even the brothers. The brothers can't sit up here, oh, that's my brother. I ain't fighting him. That's my brother. Y'all gonna have to fight each other, goddammit. The brothers need to fight each other, just like Crawford and Spence fought each other, and that's supposed to be a developing rivalry. It was shut down in one fight. But it elevated. It took Crawford to another level, especially exposure with these new fans. So Abdullah Mason, all these guys is looking extremely sharp, you know, that haven't picked up a title yet. Hey, they need to start calling out one another. Just like Keyshawn called out T.O. and said he'll go to 140. We need that energy. We need that MF and energy. Real talk. That's what we need. We need for these young bulls that's in the pasture. They want to elevate themselves. They need to call out the ones who already been to that pinnacle, that championship pinnacle already, that's sitting on top of the hill. They got to do it. They got to do what Keyshawn did, man. Keyshawn looked sharp in there his last fight. God damn it, you got to call out the ones with the straps. You got to call them out, bro. That's the only way you're going to elevate yourself and say, yes, I'm meant to be here. And we talking about Keyshawn's Olympic champion. He's a silver medal champion. You know what I'm saying? He looked good his last fight. You got Abdullah Mason looking good, making highlight reels. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only talking about these fighters in the lower, like, you know, at 135 right now to 140. That's a hot division. 135 to 140, it's a lot going on, but these fighters need to call out one another. They need to develop a rivalry. It ain't personal, it's business. They need to call each other out, or they just gonna walk around and be cool with each other all the time and fight all the foreign, the Mexican fighters, you know, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Russian. You know what I'm saying? You need to fight the brothers, too. Especially if they're making a big name. I see Timothy Bradley's prospect list. If you made it on Timothy Bradley's top rising prospects, well, you need to call each other out, goddammit. If you're in the same division. The new batch seemed froggier than Shakur Devon tank generation. I don't know about that, Andrew, because, you know, it was a lot of calling out. Like, Devon was trying to get a fight with T.O. He was. Devon was trying to get a fight with T.O. It was going back and forth. And on YouTube back then, man, it was all over the place, man. They was kept, oh, man, you know, Bill and freaking Senior was meeting up, and it was content, bro. It was just constant content where they was meeting up and talking about, we're going to make the fight. Yo, let's shake on it and all this. Man, he said, fuck it, man. I'm not fighting you. And then when T.O. went from the WBC all the way, you know, the redirect to the IBF and fought for a title eliminated with Masayoshi Nakatani, and then fought Richard Comey and became IBF champion, the destination was Lomachenko. While they left Devon over there at the WBC. But like I said, he was able to get a redirect and put the coordinates in for his GPS and still make it to the pot of gold. Now, he had to travel over the water to get it, but he ended up getting it and coming back with the prize. I believe those guys were, in fact, they had that energy. I would say they had that energy, bro, especially Shakur. Shakur had the energy, man. You know, when Shakur picked up that WBO title and then he called out Oscar Valdez and they tried to insert Emmanuel Navarrete in there. And then they was talking about songs, you know, this and that was going on with prejudice or whatever. Something happened. And then they put Shakur Stevenson back in there. He went in there and unified and beat Oscar Valdez. I mean, that was a good look until he freaking dropped the titles on the scales. You know what I'm saying? So, see, he went in there and beat Conceição that day and dropped his titles on the scale. People was sitting up there acting like he popped dirty on the test. The band just didn't make the weight. He was trying to make the freaking weight. The weigh-in was freaking super late, and he was trying to cut the fucking weight. So when he dropped the belts on the scale, he came over here and fought Yoshino at 135. Now, hey, he has a title now. Dude's is a 3-weight world champion. I know people going to try to talk about it like Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? I know they're going to try to talk about it. They're going to try to talk about, yeah, he a multi-division champion, but who did he fight? Or do anybody even talk about it? Believe me, Shakur is still young in the game. And just like I talk about Devon can box, Shakur Stevens can box too, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? He can box too, dog. But shout out to Floyd Schofield, man. They need to keep doing what they're doing. Like I said, it's good how he puts his workouts on social media. I like what him and his pops got going on. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Black father, son, in boxing. I like what Floyd Schofield is doing with his son. And, you know, Abdullah Mason's, of course, Team Tucker, music, Coach Tucker in there. Even Shushu, man. You know, Shushu, they getting them checks now. They getting them big checks. You know, let's see how long it lasts before they have to fight somebody that's on the top level. How long it's gonna take for them to get titles? We have freaking Kambosos and Lomachenko about to fight for the vacant IBF. But what puzzles me is that Frank Martin is Errol Spence's fighter, but they couldn't get him a vacant title to unify before he stepped in there with Tank. That's what I can't understand. It's puzzling to me. It's puzzling to me, bro. Like, how much pull don't Errol Spence have? You got your primary fighter signed to you, but yet you couldn't fight for one of the titles that Devon dropped? Oh, my God. Shout out to Jessica on deck. What's good with it, Queen? How you feeling? D-Ray live on the drive. What's good with it, D-Ray? Would you rather see Crawford versus Boots or Crawford versus winner Zoo Thurman? I'd love to see Crawford versus Zoo. Chance to add another division belt and add to the legacy. I've been on record and adamant about this, how it would play out in the minds of those critics of Crawford. I would like to see him fight Zoo. Just to caveat on the back end of what you said, with him additioning another division to his legacy. All right? He's already a Hall of Famer that we know. But to add another division to your freaking legacy is outstanding. Is outstanding. Now, becoming the first three division? The first three division? Yes. It looks good on paper. Yes, the documentation and all that. It will go down in the boxing annals as Crawford once again being the first to become a 2 division, undisputed. The first to become a 3 division undisputed. It will look good. But just like Pete Rose, people going to try to put an asterisk up there. Not because Crawford popped or was betting on boxing. You know what I'm saying? Crawford was betting on himself. That's why it would be an asterisk. Because of what he did to Spence and the freaking paperwork of how Boots is going through a legal situation right now with his promotion. And how he went about getting that freaking world championship without stepping in the ring. How his resume looked. Oh my God, Crawford won't get no credit for beating that guy. It's just sloppy. I hope the brother get it together, bro. I really hope he get it together. I ain't bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? I keep it in the middle, bro. I try to be as neutral as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, Boots' resume is not there. You know what I'm saying? I did several lives on his FICO score as a boxer. Now he's going through a legal a lawsuit, being that Cameron Duncan passed away, and they deem his wife not to be fit to carry on. It's just one after the other, man. And then, it's just blasphemy for somebody to sit up here and try to co-sign how he picked up the IBF title. You can't co-sign that bullshit. You can't, man. That's wrong. When you're supposed to be the next up and coming, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be the phenom, the one they saying that replicates Terrence Crawford's style, who can do it better than Terrence can, but yet he doesn't have the competition to get him into the conversation. All they was trying to do is, hey, Terrence, we're in the WBO. Yeah, you was all the way up in the WBO. And then you say, oh, they going for undisputed now? The date's final? Oh, they done signed the dotted line? Oh, shit, let me dip over here to the IBF then. Because we expect Errol Spence to beat Crawford. That's what happened when you got a whole gym full of haters that was up there, not understanding the process. And this is a boxing gym now. And he went in there and lost the way he did. So they couldn't get it that way. Then turn around. They had to get the sanctioning body to get Steven Espinosa, probably make some phone calls for loyalty. That's what I think it was. I think it was a loyalty freaking gift. They looked at each other. Hey, it may not be the most respectful way to you get a title there, Boots, but I can make it happen. I'm going to call up Charles. Me and him go way back. You know what I'm saying? He'll get with Sebastian and Timothy, and they can talk it out. We can get you that title because guess what? He's locked into a rematch. And we can take that grandfather time from Errol Spence, and we can say, hey, we're sending you this letter for you to start negotiations with Boots Ennis. And if you don't oblige within this window, this 30-day window, guess what? We're going to strip you of the title. And then knowing he was locked into a big fight with Spence, he was never going to oblige them. So they took the title. What type of respect do you give a fighter for that shit? Zero. And then you get the title and try to say, nana, nana, boo-boo? Nana, nana, boo-boo, come get your title. We got your title. We stole it. Come get. No, this is not streets, man. This is not a freaking iced out necklace or something, you know, a chain. You know what I'm saying? This is not jewelry, bro. In that perspective. This is not it. You know, Crawford didn't pay for that title. He earned it. I think Boots got the freaking IBF based off loyalty, you know, from somebody making phone calls or whatever, and they got the title that way. But come on, man. No, bro. Philly don't roll like that, bro. Philly got a reputation. You know, back in the day, Philly box, no, man. No way. No way. Zoo all day. Zoo all day, goddammit. Zoo go the winner of Keith Thurman and Zoo. Period. It ain't no freaking question. It ain't no question. It ain't no debate. He won't get no credit going in there beating Boots. Just what I just told you, people be bringing up all of it. You know, he was going through a legal situation. He had so much on his mind. He was mind drained. Spence was weight drained. Boots was mind drained. He had too much going on to be his age. He already had one previous litigation going on in court, and then he got this. It's too much. It weighs too heavy. Man, get out of here. If you could attend only one of these upcoming undisputed fights, would you choose Beterbiev Bivol or Fury Usyk? And of course, I'm going with Usyk Fury, the heavyweight division. Period. Because I can only imagine, like, come on, man. How star-studded it's going to be. Man, that's the heavyweight division. You're talking about the heavyweight division. Come on, man. It's not even freaking close. That's not even close. I like Beterbiev and Bivol. I like it. But no, it doesn't come close to that shit and how the energy and the atmosphere, how electric it's going to be for undisputed, heavyweight undisputed. Heavyweight undisputed after all these years? Hell yeah, I'm going to the heavyweight undisputed, man. I'd rather see Bud continue to campaign in a new division, but if some reason the Sheik wants to throw a bag at Bud versus Boots, then run it. A sham fight, in my opinion, but whatever. That's possible, bro, because, you know, both of them supposed to be quote-unquote free agents, the FA. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be free agents. So, you know, throwing a nice bag in there and doing the promo, I think that should be off the chain. You know what I'm saying? Old school term, off the chain. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, hey, I'm not pushing for that. Either way, my thoughts are still the same on how it registers to the boxing fans. Still the same. If the Sheiks throw money at it, that has nothing to do with how I feel about the fight. I'm not going to say, oh, he shouldn't do it regardless of how much money. If they offer him a crazy bag, more than he made with Spence, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody looks to get paid. If Usyk beat Fury, plus it is legacy there now. 3-time undisputed, it is legacy. If Usyk beats Fury twice to become 2-time undisputed and retire undefeated, how would you rank two division undisputed complements of Haney, Usyk, and Crawford? Damn good question, man. For one, let's pretty much omit Haney from the question. Haney doesn't even come close. He doesn't even come close. Let's just erase him from the freaking question. Is Usyk and Crawford for the discussion? Period. Is Usyk and Crawford for the discussion? I would say the slight edge will have to come from, man, that's a good question. I'm trying to process some fights. I'm trying to process some fights. How did they come up from the ranks? You know, from cruiserweight to heavyweight, from junior welterweight to welterweight. How did they do it? What they did since they've been at the freaking weight. You know, Crawford defending his title multiple times, and you got to include the stoppages. Vice Usyk, you know, beating Joshua, who wasn't undefeated, but he was a unified champion. Who he's fought, then to go in there and beat Fury twice. I mean, that's kind of loaded. I mean, that's loaded, dog. You put Usyk beats Fury twice. I mean, if he beats him one time, he's 2-time undisputed. You know what I'm saying? You kind of loaded it heavy. It's like a trick question. You forget that he's going to be 2-time undisputed, right? He'll be the third one to do it. Okay, the third one to be 2-time undisputed. But you saying if he beats Fury twice, why does he need to beat him twice? If he beats him once, Crawford beat Spence once to become 2-time undisputed. So Usyk beating Fury once is enough to say, okay, he's 2-time undisputed. He's 2-time undisputed. But who do I give the edge between Crawford? I mean, Crawford was the first to do it. But you want to talk about weighing the accolades. It's tough, man. You know, Usyk has a slight edge, man. Because Usyk will have beat Fury, who beat Wilder 2 of the 3 times of the trilogy. And Wilder defended his belts 10 times over 5 years. Usyk beat Joshua, like I said. He lost to Ruiz in the first one, got his titles back, and then he lost to Usyk. So Joshua, in my opinion, doesn't get maximum credit, you know what I'm saying, for Usyk beating him like I will give Usyk for beating an undefeated Fury. Because even though Fury has cheating attached to his name, scandal attached to his name, he did beat Wilder twice out of the trilogy. He do have a trilogy with Wilder. Bud doesn't have, at the welterweight division, he doesn't have trilogies. He has consistency. You know what I'm saying? He has knockouts. He has the stamp of approval. Bud has legitimized his legacy. But I got to give a slight edge to Usyk because of Fury. If he beats Fury this one time and being the who Fury has fought, but yet having Deontay Wilder on there, like, you look at Errol Spence and you look how he picked up the titles. Fury beat, you know, it just comes down to, in my opinion, how long Deontay Wilder was reigning WBC champion. And then you look at Spence, how he beat a Kell Brook, who had a loss, right, from Gennady Golovkin, even though it was 2 weight class higher. He beat a Sean Porter. And we have to look at Usyk like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like takes the edge off a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, he beat a pound-for-pound fighter. That's the biggest deal. He beat a pound-for-pound fighter. But guess what? Usyk is the one that's been on the pound-for-pound. So if he beats Fury didn't get on the pound-for-pound. He was over on the BWA freaking pound-for-pound at one point in time. Not so much the ring. But Usyk's been top of the pound-for-pound for quite some time. Not Fury. Because Usyk came up from cruiserweight to heavyweight. I had to get a slight edge to Usyk point blank, period. I have to get a slight edge to Usyk. Real talk. I just have to get a slight edge to Usyk, man. Because you're talking about coming up there fighting multiple champions in the heavyweight champion. You fought Joshua to get the championship, and you defended it against the same guy you got the championship. And then, and look, Terrence Crawford, we're still waiting on him to defend. You know what I'm saying? We're still waiting on him to defend his unified titles. And unfortunately, he couldn't do it because of what Boots did, for all four, but we still know what it is. As in Usyk, he goes over here. He's a unified champion, beating Joshua twice. And then he goes beat Fury, who's undefeated. The slight edge goes to Usyk, period. Period. It ain't no discussion. It goes on when you're talking about legacy. But, okay, you're talking about who did it first? Crawford. Crawford's in a class all of his own. Anui don't even come close to any of that. Because if you look at his bantamweight run for Undisputed, that's trash, man. It's trash. If we look at him going up there to super bantamweight as quick as he did, man, okay. Thank God it's Christmas. Fuck it. Shout out to Boots, though. He is technically the only guy to ever take a belt from Bud. Yeah, I guess if you want to be, play semantics, he did take it. That's the Boots that think he deserves a shot at Undisputed because he got emailed a belt that Crawford earned by beating a unified champion. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. You get an administrative gift. Administratively, you receive the title. Nah, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool. Beating Fury twice in a rematch clause to retire Undisputed. I mean, what does that say? You can't answer a question on where it puts him with Crawford. Because both of them would be in the same group for Undisputed. But you're saying if he beats him twice, him beating him twice is not going to matter as far as the Hall of Fame. Crawford is older than Usyk, I believe. Crawford's going to retire and become eligible for the Hall of Fame before Usyk. Real talk. So regardless of what either one of them do in their career, they still going to the Hall of Fame. Now, you're trying to blend it in with two-time Undisputed. Crawford is the first to do it. He stands alone. Whatever happens when Usyk picks up, if he does indeed beat Fury, it makes no difference. You can't really compare that to Crawford being two-time Undisputed and Fury does it and defend his title. So be it. That doesn't put him at a higher elevation of Crawford when it boils down to two-time Undisputed. Crawford did it first. Crawford did the shit first, period. It ain't no freaking debate. He got there first. And he beat a pound-for-pound fighter to get there. Usyk is not fighting a pound-for-pound fighter. He's fighting Tyson Fury. A fighter who hasn't did too much of anything after beating Deontay Wilder. But we're talking about Usyk. And that is a loaded, question on the top end because you're saying if he beat him twice. Usyk is already a Hall of Famer, period. That has nothing to do with Crawford. Both of these guys are Hall of Famers. Whether they, Usyk become two-time Undisputed, cool. Has nothing to do with diminishing Crawford's place where he's at right now. Nothing at all, period. Nothing at all. Has nothing. He did it first. It's FIRST for a reason. Not, well, he was first, but now we put Usyk ahead of him because he beat Fury twice. No, that's just legacy shit. We're talking about Hall of Fame. We're talking about the first ever to do it, the first attendee. We're talking about standing alone at the top. I was the first to become two-time Undisputed on the male side of the house in professional boxing. That's his crown and his crown alone. You know what I'm saying? He sits atop that throne by himself. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. But you loaded the question. You know what I'm saying? You said, what if he beats Fury twice? That deals with his Hall of Fame legacy status. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with diminishing or devaluing Crawford's, two-time undisputed, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. Do you think Dubois should have gotten the KO over Usyk? I thought it was a clean shot to the belt, the breadbasket, and I thought it was a clean shot. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a clean shot. But once again, they had it in their mind that Usyk wasn't going to lose those belts to a Dubois. Look, why would they want to put Usyk in a rematch with Dubois and hold up the motherfucking cart? They trying to goddamn cash out and check out on the cart. The cart is undisputed. That's what's in the cart. Dubois is not in the cart. Yeah, he might have landed a good shot, and the referee should have gave him a count. But man, come on, man. LeBron James big ass flop all the fucking time. That's why he's not one of my favorite fighters. I mean, favorite basketball players, man. Somebody that big and powerful, he always flopping. You goddamn blow on LeBron's, he's falling all over the place, flopping his head all. I'm like, I never seen Jordan do that. I never seen Kobe do that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I never seen that shit. Defend the belt a few times is all I'm saying. When it comes to boots, he's not a boogeyman. There's plenty of contenders that will step to him for that belt. Well, let's see how long he has this belt. And like I said, OG, when it comes down to, for those of you that's in the chat, when it comes down to Boots and his next opponent, Cody Crowley was supposed to be you know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be the next, and they supposed to do this, that, and the other. We haven't heard nothing else from him, bro. Like, god damn. We haven't heard nothing else from him, man. This dude is just like, he gives you the visual. Like, looking at him, you say, Boots, yeah, he can fight. He's talented as hell. But that Korean Chudikin just gave me a little bit of PTSD about Boots. I didn't like that. That was a mover, and he couldn't slow him down, even going to the body. He was doing some shit he never should have did, doing pirouettes in there. And then he gets a mannequin, Ramon Villa, as a comeback fight. And that was a perfect style for him to go in there and stop him. The dude was right there in front of him, punish him. He punished him for having that style. But still, I think about Korean Chudikin, and when he did start throwing punches in the 11th and the 12th, he was landing. Shout out to Carlos Rosado in the building. What's good with it, Carlos? W said salute, how to chat in the MFing game. I appreciate you, man. One love. I'm jumping on the chat, so it looks like Garcia versus Haney is most likely to go. I mean, so far, it hasn't been canceled. You know what I'm saying? The fight hasn't been called out. But what we see in the media is, you have sanctioning bodies, you have commissions, you have people showing concern for Ryan. I don't know if they all in the gig together. You know what I'm saying? But I've never known somebody that say, I'm concerned about this fighter. Look, just think about it. How many mugshots have we seen out there, these fighters, y'all? But yet they're concerned about Ryan Garcia all of a sudden. I don't want to call out the mugshots, bro. I don't want to be that guy today. For how many mugshots have we seen of fighters where the commission, nor the promoter, nor the sanctioning body gave a damn about what they had going on? We can go over recently. Jared Anderson, he's out here telling people, hey, go buy the tickets, go buy the tickets. I mean, is the commission concerned about him? That's his second offense. And that particular related, come on now, I'm just saying, don't let me start juxtaposing freaking comparisons now. Tank card versus Frank card is solid. It is, man. I just hope it happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope that card makes it. Like it's a lot of cards that I hope that make it, because boxing just seemed to be in a whirlwind right now. We got a nice fight coming up with with Haney Garcia, and then, you get Garcia up here drinking out of a wine bottle. But how do you measure cups of wine when you're drinking from the motherfucking bottle? And then you see all this promo of him taking pictures and trying to, dry out and being a model. At the end of the day, this is not American Next Top Model. This is freaking boxing. This is boxing, homie. This is boxing. And Derrick James, his shit is on the line too, bro. He go over here and lay that motherfucking bro, you have no idea. You think I was tap dancing on his spinal region? I mean, he go in here with 2 fights. He got 2 fights coming up, 2 big fights. He got Frank Martin. He got Ryan Garcia. He go in here and take L's and go 0-2 with these. Oh, my God. Hey, they're going to send a committee out there. They're going to knock on his door. Yes. Mr. James? Yes, how you doing? Yes, we're from the War Committee where we gave you that Trainer of the Year. And after a close, we had a discussion, and after a close vote, very, very close, I'm talking about razor thin, they agreed that you should return that back due to the recent events that you fooled us. You fooled us. Brian Bomack said no more hiding, and you haven't been able to recover from that. So we're looking at our decision-making processes that we made a mistake. And yes, we did. We want our freaking award back. And we'll talk to you later on in the future when you retire and potentially come back. We may return this award back to you. But right now, it shouldn't be in your possession. Because you just went 0-2. Ryan Garcia, Devon Haney, big fight. You lost. We was going to give you credit with the Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua came here and beat Jermaine Franklin. Okay. All right. Okay. And he went in there and took some damage against freaking Robert Helenius, but knocked him out. But yet, there's some shaking that's still going on with the way you looked in there with Crawford. And so for some reason, me and my governing body, we cannot get that out of our heads on how bad he beat your fighter that's supposed to be your number one uno, you know what I'm saying, creme de la creme fighter. We can't get that out of our head. So if Diddy James take this L, y'all, with Frank Martin going there against Tank Davis, a.k.a. El Chin Checker, and then freaking Garcia going in there with Haney, and they both take that L, ooh, shawty. It ain't going to be nice. I got to knock on Diddy's door, and he going to answer his shadow boxing. Hey, they going to tell him to stop. Say, hey, Diddy, come on. Wait till the cameras are rolling, man. We don't have much time. We got to catch a flight. This is just a step in and fly out type of deal. We got to be back to the airport. We're here for that award, okay? Cutting to the chase. We're here for the award, period. Ryan going to have wine and spirits as a sponsor. Man, he's up here, enjoying his wine, bro. So, from the way it looked, I'm assuming that's red wine. I'm assuming. Because red wine's supposed to be good for antioxidants and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But when you tilting the bottle back like that, they're going to call you Ryan the Wino after a while. They're going to call you Ryan the Wino, man. They got videos of him supposedly shedding tears, and, him and his girl donated $400K to save the kids. Oh, my God, man. It's just tough, bro. It's tough to put up with all this BS in boxing sometimes. But before I get up out of here, I want to give a big shout out to Team Tucker. Shout out to Jahar. You know what I'm saying? He's getting back into the game. Shout out to his team right here. You know what I'm saying? I just can't wait that they have that success for him to get his championship title fight. You know what I'm saying? Jahar Tucker, Coach Tucker, Jamali Tucker, and then Shaw News. You know what I'm saying? The news by Shaw News Sauce Experience. Shout out to my guy, man. One of the hottest out here in the game doing this damn thing, man. I'm happy for him. Real talk. I'm genuinely happy for the dude. Keep on doing you, bro. And then shout out to his daughters. Man, they freaking media game is coming on point. But shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game, man. We should do it again. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Bomb Squad!